Hello everybody and welcome to the woods.
Hi everybody!
So we've got Danielle here, we've got Paula, we've got Lee and we've got our local sort of fun guy.
We're back.
So
Yay!
we are really excited because we've run off to the woods at Tockholes and this is the biggest woodland in Lancashire and we're filming but we're having lots of fun as well. And where we should be filming, we're actually just really getting down and looking at some of the mushrooms and herbs here. So we just thought we'd just chat to you about a few things. And I know Colin's absolutely in his element here. You're buzzing, aren't you?
There's mushrooms everywhere. Yeah, the season's hit us. Hey!
What's that you've got, Colin?
Oh, it's the blackening Rusla that we were looking at before. You know, the one that looks like you've got flaked almonds.
Oh.
Look at that. Fantastic things, aren't they?
Oh, wow.
They are edible when they're dead young, but they soon go all black and a bit past it and a bit horrible and manky.
Wow. So what's Paula got in a basket that...
Oh, fantastic things. Look at these. So, deceivers. So these are amethyst deceivers and they're absolutely beautiful. Can you get that in focus? And look at the gills on that. It's ace, isn't it? And there's the cap. So they're not an uncommon mushroom. You know, they're quite an easy thing to forage. Once you start looking for them at the right time, they're blooming everywhere in the woods. But when you find them in that condition, when they're that colour all over, that lovely purple colour, they've not gone like a bit sort of off-coloured or sort of white colours on them, powdery colours, then I just love finding them because they just look ace.
I mean, we're going to be cooking some of these up
Yeah.
later because we've just been getting so many.
That's the normal deceiver with the salmon pink widely spaced gills, and that's the idea on them, is the widely spaced salmon pink gills or widely spaced amethyst colour, purple colour gills.
And can I just show him this? Because Colin has just literally climbed up that big tree over there that's covered in fungus and thrown this down at me.
Put both hands out and it's just like landed like that.
Oh, wow.
And do you want to tell us a little bit about that
Yeah,
one?
so this is the porcelain fungus.
Oh, sorry.
So that one's a bit old and it's going a bit off coloured, but if we get some young ones, look at that, and really sticky, sort of glutinous cap, but that all cooks off. Yeah, it's really slimy. The stem is really tough. The idea on them is you've got a tough stem. Let me find one with a there you go, with a tough stem with a ring. Can you see the stem ring? And again, another one, widely spaced gills, widely spaced all white gills. The cap is white when it's young, but they do start to go a bit sort of browny colour. And they're really easy to identify. They grow on beech, so they're basically, that beech tree's in the process of dying.
I mean, we need to show people this beach
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is incredible, isn't it? Oh my goodness.
Good. So right, so we just found a bolete, which is good. Good sign. It means the boletes are out, and the bolete mushrooms they don't have gills. They have pores. So you've got pores rather than gills. Really safe family of mushrooms if you want to start foraging because there's nothing in this family. They're easy to identify the family. And there's nothing in the family that'll kill you,
Wow,
which is always good news.
Wow, it's nice to see these out. Which kind is this?
So what we do, if you want a really simple, like the simplest ever identification guide for foraging bolete mushrooms, it's all about the colours. And if you've got white, it's the red, white and blue rule.
Right.
So if you've got white on the cap, if you've got red underneath or on the stem, or the flesh turns blue when you cut it, then don't put it in a pan. And that's a dead simple rule. You're also ruling out some really good edibles. Do you know what I mean? But that's a dead simple edibility rule. And I know that in this woods porcini grows.
Yeah, I know that as well because I found it before.
Good, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
and hedgehog mushrooms.
Oh yeah. Hedgehogs. We do get hedgehogs here.
We do get
So
hedgehogs,
we shall see.
So for people new watching this, you know, it's really interesting what you said about the red, white and
For the
blue.
taste and see if any get any flavours from it. Over, you know, keep it in your mouth for a little while and just see if you get any flavours from it.
Taste of that.
Because it's always worth it. I mean, this is just something I always tell everybody to do, is like just get used to
Creamy.
Nice, isn't it?
You get like a
Creamy.
creamy,
It's really
creamy
nice.
mushroomy taste. Keep on with it.
Oh yeah, mushroom taste coming through now.
Right. Sometimes it takes you on a taste journey.
Yeah, wow,
Do you know?
that's so nice.
Reminds me a little bit of sorrel with that tang.
Yeah. Wow, that's gorgeous. I'm just saying hello to everybody that's popping up on the live stream at the moment. And thanks for joining us. If you've just joined us, we're in Tockholes Wood at the moment. We're filming for our course, Weeds and Wild Medicine. But we're just so excited anyway because Colin from Forest Horizons has joined us. And we're just all getting mushroomed out, aren't we?
We are getting
And we're all
mushroomed out,
getting a
yeah.
bit giddy as well.
Not unlike us at all, is it?
I know it's not, and nothing magic in the mushrooms that we've had so far.
There's something
Yes.
magic in every mushroom.
So we're going to go and look for some turkey tails and some birch polypores as well, because
But we-
they're what we want to work with today.
Well, we have to show you this tree. This is the mushroom tree, so just come and have a look at this, folks. And we hope you're enjoying this because this is just too
Oh.
magical.
All the way up the trunk and branches and
Yeah, can you see that? It looks like
glittering and glistening.
this is like, we've not seen anything like this before. This tree's obviously, you know, not very healthy,
No,
but it's just full of these, what were they called again?
porcelain fungus.
Porcelain fungus.
Yeah,
Just
they're
growing
beautiful.
right up.
Absolutely beautiful. So they are parasitic on beach.
Yeah.
So they kind of come along and do a bit of finishing off the beech trees' lives, which is a really important role in the forest. You know, like that, I think the word parasite sort of conjures up the wrong impression. But what the parasitic fungus do is it looks after the health of the forest. You don't want something that's a bit sort of shaky, that's a bit like weak. If you want a healthy forest, you want everything to be in top health. So get rid of the weak stuff. Make way for the new growth. Have nothing but absolute sort of brilliant life forms that are in the best of health, and they kind of help. It's almost like the sort of like the gardeners of the forest. You know, when you get someone on an allotment who wants to grow a load of prize-winning leeks, and as somebody who doesn't grow leeks, I'm always like, oh, don't chuck it like that, chucking loads of them away. What's up with that? It's not one of the best. It's not one of the best. It's not one of the best. I've only got room for the best, and that's what happens in the forest. Is there's only room for the best.
Yeah.
You know?
This is just incredible, just standing underneath this
Yeah.
majestic tree with all these mushrooms just growing up right, so you can see them going right to the tips of them, the topmost branches there.
Just a little word on that. When we say we're standing underneath this majestic tree, is porcelain fungus grow on beach. Now and again they're found on others, but pretty much always on beach. Beech is a tree that just does drop branches, doesn't it? And when if they're in the process of dying.
Yeah.
So if you do see a tree like this and it's a bit windy, don't stand underneath it, stand further away, yeah. Yeah.
So I think we've got some turkey tails as well, haven't we, around here?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're as herbalists, we're really excited about these because we know these are very medicinal.
Yeah, they are super medicinal mushrooms. So the ID on them is it looks like a turkey tail, doesn't it? You get bands of colour. There's not so much bands of colour on this one, but sometimes you really do get lots of colours, and pure white underneath. If it's not pure white underneath, then it's likely to be a smoky bracket or an old turkey tail that's going a bit off.
Yeah.
And if you get good eyes, not 51-year-old ones like mine, and have a look at the surface, you can see there's lots and lots of dots in it because they're pores. I don't know if your camera can possibly pick that up. So it's a pored surface, and that's where the spores come from. On this side, see that band of white around the edge? If you get a nice thick, that's what I would call a nice thick band of white around the edge, and that tells you that it's a bit younger, and therefore it's got a higher proportion of polysaccharides, which is the stuff you want if you want to extract
That's
the
with the
medicinal.
white band.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we're interested in.
Yes.
Because, like to Daniel and I, this is great medicine for the immune system
It is.
as an immunomodulator.
Yep.
So it's tending like it knows what it wants to do with the body.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's got an overactive immune system, it can help calm that down. If somebody
Yeah.
needs an immune boost, it can increase that. And I know people use it in sort of to support people with
Yeah.
cancer as well. You know,
We
there's
used
a
it for
lot
my
of.
dad.
Yeah, how did you get?
So my dad, we got him basically for his whole of his time when he was being treated for cancer. We had enough turkey tails for him to have a daily dose, and it was really interesting. So it's only anecdotal evidence. It's not evidence, it's only anecdotal, and I'm always sort of keen to sort of say this is just our experience of it, but it did seem to be pretty fabulous for him. So you know, when they sort of every so often they do your bloods and check your liver function, your white blood cell count, and every time they did the bloods, the oncologist would be like, oh, surprising, your white blood cell count's good, you this, that, you know, everything was kind of, and throughout his journey through that cancer, he didn't really as much suffer with all those secondary things that you'd expect to be suffering with. You know, like part of that journey is that your body's just absolutely wrecked from the chemotherapy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, but it kind of helped him to keep, you know, a bit more healthy through it.
Yeah, because I've used people going through chemotherapy,
Yeah.
and you know, as most people know, it can really sort of affect the blood counts.
Yeah.
And when that blood count drops, it means that somebody can't carry on with the chemotherapy. So
Yes,
if you can
yes,
support,
that was a big thing. Was he could
Yeah.
carry on with the chemo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is really
Yeah.
important, isn't it? That you,
Yeah.
as you know, sort of when we're using these mushrooms, that we can support somebody that where they can carry on with their conventional treatments rather than
absolutely,
having
yeah.
to stop and
Yeah.
take a break, and can support the body through that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to collect these because these are obviously in the doggy trail, but I mean there is lots in the woods.
Yeah.
And
You do. It
yeah.
was part of the extraction, because we use a slow cooker.
Yeah.
It's a water extraction, isn't it? So
Yeah.
slow cooker for 36 hours, and even though you're on a low temperature, you are past the pasteurisation point, aren't you?
Yeah.
So like it is pasteurised, therefore unsafe to eat,
Yeah.
even if it is on a dog wee bit. But
True,
fair
yeah.
enough that you might not want that in
Yeah.
your medicines. But like if you know somebody who's undergoing chemo like my dad was, and you're just desperate to find enough to give you that daily dose, then
Yeah.
How much
I
is a
would
daily
use that.
dose?
5 grams dried.
Yeah,
Now dried. So if I was to dry these out and then powder them, it's quite tough to powder. You've got to have a really good quality food blender. And 5 gram dried is about a heaped tablespoonful.
Mm.
So we'd just get the slow cooker and put, counting 30 heat tablespoonfuls and fill it with water and cook it for about 36 hours, and that would be like a month's worth.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we put it into little bottles and froze it, and he'd, like little fruit shoot bottles, that size bottles, and then he'd defreeze. He'd, take one every 2 days. He'd take one out of the freezer and have half of that every day,
Yeah.
and that was his dose through.
I mean,
his journey.
what I'm doing at the moment is I'm tincturing some. I've
Yes.
got that grinding process.
Yeah.
It's in vodka. It's just ready to strain, and I'm going to decoct what's left and then do it half and half. So you've got about 25% sort of alcohol.
Yeah.
And these are great medicines for the woods. And I'm thinking about this cycle of life, and when our bodies work with the medicines of the land. And we think at the moment, it's October, we're going down into winter, and what happens in winter is people are more prone to infection, viral infections. I mean, this is even without COVID being in there. It's flus, colds, and from time immemorial, it's like the forest that's providing medicine that can support our bodies right through winter. Where we can be sort of, having this to sort of, keep healthy, along with all the other medicines that land produces, like elderberries and rose hips and haws. This really is the land looking after us, isn't it? At this time of the year.
And it's great to just understand it all and understand the role that all these are playing. Like these are sophotrophs, so it's helping to break down the wood and create the soils, which is going to grow the trees that are going to replace that one that's been taken out by the porcine fungus. That's everything's connected.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
So,
absolutely fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you want to see Colin featured on our videos this month and learn more about the woodland medicine that we're doing, come and join us online at weedsandwildmedicine.co.uk. You can still sign up for the whole autumn winter programme, or you can just do October as a standalone. We'd love to see you there.
yeah. Or if you just want to go, if you're sort of, out and about your local or wherever Colin is, and you want to go on a mushroom walk, then, look up Forest Horizons. Colin's doing lots of stuff, aren't you, at the
I
moment?
do, I've got lots of foraging running at the moment because it's a season. It's
Yeah.
a season to be jolly.
Yeah, it
And
is,
the rains
isn't
have
it?
hit, so we've all done our rain dance and the rains have come and we've got the mushrooms.
Yeah, because that's it's herbalists. We tend to pull back a bit now, don't we? And it's the mushroom foragers that start to sort of come into it more.
It is.
So-
And it's a great format because we get drunk and then go on a forage.
Yeah, I think we've done that this morning, haven't we?
Well, we do,
Because
I make loads of gins from all wild stuff, so everybody has a little shot, a little taster each. So that's how we start the day at 10 o'clock in the morning.
it's a great
But
icebreaker.
It is a
isn't
great icebreaker, and then you go off and you walk it off, so you can, you're right for your drive home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's a lovely thing is to just go out and just, just get to learn a few basics of how to forage mushrooms
It's
and what
good,
to look
isn't
for.
it?
And,
Yeah. And I think at these times that there's so many people now getting interested in the wild, in food foraging, making medicines, mushroom foraging, and really connecting to nature. This is really coming to its time now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it took COVID to start to
Absolutely.
to sort of get
Absolutely.
people interested
Mm.
in this. There's an
Yeah.
absolute surge in it, isn't there?
There is. I think during this last year or so that we've had, people have kind of had to disconnect a bit with
Yeah.
the fast-paced lives
Yeah.
and the modern world and all that sort of stuff. And you kind of sit at home and think, what's they all going on a local walk? So all of a sudden everybody's discovering little woodlands on the local in the local patch. And in the woodlands there's this and that growing, and everybody wants to connect with nature and connect with the people who are closest to them.
Yeah.
It's all about connections, isn't it?
It is.
You
It
know,
is.
and
I mean,
that's-
this
and
is
that's what
the gift of it, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
That people are sort of really connecting. So
Yeah.
thank you anyway for joining us. We're just going to head off now into the woods and find more mushrooms and more herbs, and we've already gathered some spruce resin salve this morning. We've just made that. Spruce resin. We've just made that into a gorgeous salve that we've all got a pot of, and we're going to make some sloe gin. Oh, that's nice. We're going to make some sloe gin and some horse chestnut sort of salve for varicose veins, and we're off now. So bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, have a